All right, it's Sunday the 3rd. It is the last training day of week 4. I'm a day behind. Today I got bench. I'm going pretty heavy. Last night I did squats and deadlifts. So this video, I did my working set for squats was 550 pounds for 2. And deadlifts I worked up for to 610 pounds for almost a double. I think I kind of dropped it there at the lockout, but whatever, for training it works. So I had a really awesome session. I mean, if you guys have never squat and deadlifted on the same day, it's actually not a bad way to train. Back I did a training cycle a year or two ago where we were doing squats and deadlifts on the same day. And what's good about it is you do your squats first, and then you're already warmed up. You can just go right to your working sets for deadlifts. You know, maybe put a sub max load on the plate just to get a feel for it, make sure everything's lined up, and then just go. So it's a huge time saver. The downside, brutal. It is brutal, especially if you're going heavy. It's just, it's one of those things where you get your heavy squats and you're like, oh, I'm done with that finally. And normally that's your day. You're like, ooh. And then I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, I got a deadlift still. So there is that to consider. But, man, I tell you what, the visceral feeling when you're done, it's just awesome. It just makes you feel like an animal. And I swear to God, the second I set that set down and I was done and I was just relaxing and thinking about how awesome I feel, my wife starts hollering for me, screaming. Her back went out. Do you guys remember, I was going over statistics. I said that 40... No, I'm sorry, let me think here. I don't have the stats in front of me, but it's something like 60% of people over the age of 40 have a grade 1 in their L5 area of their lower back. So that means that from us, from Americans, from sitting, the way we do posture, could be work, just whatever. There's a lot of contributing factors, but the most significant one they found was the way we sit too much. I don't think that's Christina's issue at all, but nevertheless, a lot of us Americans suffer from a grade 1 in our L5 region, especially over the age of 40, and that's what went out on her. And it's weird because that's exactly the same problem I had. So I hope hers doesn't appear to be as significant as my injury was. I lost the use of my leg for 2 weeks. She can still walk, but she's in excruciating pain. Now, the good news is, I guess I am very well versed on how to help her with that. So, physical therapy, that kind of thing. We'll be able to work through that together. So hopefully yesterday after I got done training, we had to go to the ER and get her seen by a doctor. And now she's going to have to go to her primary care physician and do all that. So I'm hoping that, hopefully it's not nearly as bad as what I had to do. But I don't know, man. It's one of those things, lower back pain. And all she did was bend over to pick something up. It's the same thing that happened to me. When it happened to me, I went to the gym and I did all 3 compound lifts in one day. So I was definitely overtrained. And on the ride home in the car, I could feel my back hurting. But, it was fine. I figured I'd just lay off for a couple days. And then when I got out of the car and I walked into the garage, I saw one of my kids' toys on the floor. And I was thinking, Dad, you're just leaving your shit. I bent over to pick it up and my back went out. And I was done. I don't even know how she got me into the truck to get me to the emergency room. With her, it wasn't quite that bad, but it was pretty close. When I got her to it was actually urgent care. We didn't go to the ER. I had to get a wheelchair, load her from the truck and push her in like she couldn't walk. This morning, she was walking around, albeit very gingerly. And we were already discussing like a plan of action. So hopefully, prayers for my wife, because she's hurting. And the way I look at it is, when I got injured, she took care of me. I was like a baby. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't walk. I couldn't even, like when I had my leg up and I would reach over to grab a cup to drink some water. Oh man. Hers isn't quite that bad, but it's so I guess this is my time to suck it up and do the same thing she did for me. But on top of that, we also had 60-mile-an-hour winds last night, and I went outside, and my umbrellas are in the pool, and I'm like, oh man, it's the yard is so we got some work to do today. That's I already woke Della up early. She said, Dad, it's the weekend. I know, baby girl, but I need your help. We got to step it up. It sucks. What are you going to do? I did want to respond to some comments. That's always fun. So, we have @regrets. So many regrets. That's the name of the person posting. Writes, hi, good post, but as usual, I got curious. Is there a reason you have those collars right next to the flange on your barbell? So I don't know if you guys noticed, but on my Titan power bar, when I'm squatting, when I'm benching, I have those green collars capped on the ends where the weights would normally go. And guys were wondering, why do you have those on there? Is it to do with the whip, or are you trying to spread the weights out? No, actually what it is my barbell is too short for my half rack, so when I'm walking my squats out, the weights get caught on it. At the lighter weights, not a big deal, you're just going to step back now. But at the heavier weights, when you want to take one decisive step back and another and get into your stance right away, getting the weight caught on the half rack really, really puts a little hitch in your giddy up. It ain't good. It's bad. It's all bad. So by just adding those collars, which are about 2 inches thick, it just spreads the weights out just enough to clear that rack where it's not an issue. And if you're ever at a gym and the barbells are short, the racks are big, and you have that as an issue, just throw some collars on there. You know what I mean? Or you can use small plates. Well, you got to count for the weight you're adding, but you could, just add some spacers. Find something to space that weight out. And that's just a little hack I came up with because collars don't weigh anything. I don't know. Earlier, in a previous video, I was responding to Emeretta Robinson in regards to whether or not being a bodybuilder or a powerlifter as a woman will make you look manly. And she got a ton of response. Angela, 1984, close friend of mine, hopefully she'll be competing on March 17th with us, responded, I love being a muscle mommy. A muscle mommy, I don't know why that cracks me up. I think more women should do deadlifts, and it works wonders for the female body. 100% agreed. And there was a few comments in regards to that. So Emerald, it sounds like you're getting resounding support to go for it, and I 100% agree. I think that women who lift and lift heavy, I think it's sexy, and I think they're super attractive, and I have yet to see. I have not met a woman personally that has become manly in my estimation. And when I was at Worlds, there was a couple that were, they definitely looked like men, but that was like 2 out of 100. You know what I mean? And these girls, they were from Argentina. They're representing the country of Argentina, and I don't know what they're doing in Argentina, but her whole team looked like dudes, and they were like super, super strong. Like, so that's way, way, way above and beyond, and that's years of abuse of PEDs and steroids. So you stay away from that side of the scale, and you keep it on this side where it's closer to natural. I know some women who even use PEDs intelligently, and even they don't get all hulked out. So again, I think you're good to go, and I would just encourage you to do it. Get after it. So this is it, man. This is my last real training day of this program. Next week I have 3 days. I don't have to train again until Wednesday. I'm supposed to squat 565 pounds for up to 4 reps. And then Friday, I'm supposed to bench press 370 for up to 4 reps. And then Sunday, I deadlift 625 for up to 4 reps. That is my entire training week. And then it's 7 days off to a competition. What is a boy gonna do with himself? Yeah, try not to hurt myself with rollerblades. One more week till competition. Hey, baby girl. You need to brush your hair.
I do.
Alright, guys. I gotta get after it. My wife needs some attention.
She just got in bed.
I will see you guys on the battlefield.